I've got to do everything I can to keep this business afloat. I want it all on an even keel by the time your mother comes home. Join that up and I'll get the cement from the truck. When we finish this, we'll have a cuppa.
Dad! Hey, Jack, call an ambulance. Dad's been hurt.
What the hell do you want?
I've got a friend who wants to meet you.
Ah, get lost.
Doesn't look like you remember last time too well, does it?
Now, wait a minute. I'm out of it now.
Oh, lost interest, have we?
Look, Kathy's dead. That's what you wanted, isn't it?
Oh, not me, Mr. Harrison. I just do what I'm told. And so does Wacker here. And we've been told to take you to our friend. So are you coming or not?
Doesn't look as if I have a choice, does it?
Right.
All right.
You're a lucky man, Mr. Page.
I don't feel too lucky.
Well, look at it this way. There's no permanent structural damage. You've displaced a disc very slightly there. But with a bit of luck, a lot of rest and some physio, you'll be right as rain.
It's a relief. Yeah, how long before I can get back to work?
Oh, it depends on you. I'd say 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Well, if you look after yourself.
I've got my own business to run. I can't afford to take 6 weeks off.
Well, I wouldn't rush back if I were you. Half of our critical patients are fellows who went back to work too early. Oh, your son's outside. Would you like to see him?
Yes, please. Thank you, Doctor.
Here you go, Chris.
You all right, Dad?
Not too bad. Doctor reckons I was pretty lucky.
It's not broken, then.
Yeah, nothing serious. It's all right. I just got to take it easy.
How long have you been here?
I don't know. A couple of days, I suppose.
And what about us, me and Susan?
Afraid you'll have to look after yourselves for a while.
By ourselves?
You can't do that. I have to get you some help. You remember Mrs. Morris?
Yeah.
I want you to ring her up. Right now, there's a phone outside. Tell her what's happened and ask her what we can do.
Will she look after us?
No, don't ask her that. Just tell her the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, and Chris, you're going to be head of the family for a while. You reckon you can cope?
Yeah.
She seems to be taking it well so far.
No, I'm not surprised. Lizzie's always struck me as a very strong woman.
Yes, but I'm just a bit worried she could be holding back her grief.
Yes, I know what you mean. I do see so much of that sort of thing.
That's why I asked you to come. I hope you don't mind.
No, of course not. I'd like to see her. In fact, I have been feeling a little guilty that I haven't dropped in before now.
Well, she's in her cell. You can see her there.
Right. Has the funeral been arranged?
Well, Gordon Humphrey is arranging that. It might be a good idea if you discussed it with her.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll let you know how it goes.
Good. Erica Davison? Oh, yes, she's here. Meg, it's for you. Christopher Page.
Oh, I wonder what he wants. Hello, Meg Morris speaking.
Who lives here?
You'll see.
I thought you might turn up.
Really? I didn't. Do I know you?
No, you don't. But you've been trying hard enough.
All right, who are you then?
Mr. Fitzwater to you. Your wife knew me as John. Then again, I suppose you'd know all about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sit down. When we got your little tip-off, we thought you might like to know who you were dealing with. Nice girl, Dinah. It's lucky she's a friend of yours.
She's not my friend.
Come on, Screw. I know who you are, and I know about the phone call. And that means trouble. But only if you want it that way. Dinah says you'd like to know who was after Kathy Hall. Well, now you know.
You did it.
Let me spell it out for you. You wanted your ex-wife out of the way, you tipped us off, and we did it.
You're crazy.
I don't care whether you tipped us off or not. I can make it look that way. You're a bent screw. We could use a friend inside, and we pay our friends very well.
Wentworth pays me. That'll do fine.
It's just a friendly offer.
You're wasting your time.
Well, we might not get you this time, but what about your lady friend, Vera, isn't it? There's a pro called Rosie Quinn. She's in Barnhurst. They're bringing her to Wentworth. I want to know when and how. You've got 24 hours. There's your contact. You better come up with the goods. Otherwise, Vera gets it. I don't think you'd like that.
Where's your friend Wacker?
I don't need him now, do I? You're one of us. Do you want to walk home?
Lizzie?
Captain Barton.
May I come in?
Of course, sit down.
Mrs. Davidson told me about Mr. Humphrey. I was very sorry to hear.
I'm glad you came. I was thinking that Sid might not live long after his stroke, so I was sort of ready for it.
He must have been a very fine man. It seems everyone loved him. It's a rare thing these days.
A real gentleman. He taught me a lot, you know. He was always so happy and bright. We had a wonderful time together, and I'm very grateful for that.
There can be a lot of joy when we understand about dying.
Yeah, I found that out when I had my heart attack. There's a lot of peace on the other side.
In the army, we say, the life has borne its witness.
I like that. Well, we've all got to go sooner or later, so there's no point in getting weepy about it.
Have you thought about the funeral?
Not much. I suppose his son Gordon will be arranging that.
Can I help?
I was gonna ask you. Sid didn't go to church or anything, but I reckon he'd be happy if you did it. Do you think that you could ring Gordon and ask him if it'd be all right?
I'd be pleased to.
Oh, I think it should be simple. Just the family. Sid wouldn't have liked a fuss.
You just leave it to me. I'm sure Mr. Humphrey and I can work something out.
Oh, you know, I haven't been to a funeral for years and years. I thought the next one I went to would be me own.
No, not yet, Lizzie. There's plenty of life left in you.
Yeah, can't get rid of an old dope like me that easy. Oh, I am glad to see you. Everybody else is walking around with long faces. Sid wouldn't have liked that at all. You know, you're a lot like him. Yeah, a lot like him.
Thank you.
There must be something we can do, Mrs. Morris.
Well, yes, there is, but I don't think...
I don't want the kids put in a home.
Oh, no, of course not. They only use that as a last resort. They usually try to foster them out.
Why can't I look after Susan by myself? I'm 15.
Well, that's not old enough, Chris. You have to be 18.
It's just till I'm out of hospital, mate. At least you'll be together.
Foster families usually only take one child.
Have you separated?
I'm afraid so.
What about Alison? Surely they'd release her on compassionate grounds.
Yes, well, that is possible, but I'm afraid I can't promise anything. Now, if I don't go back to work, I'll get further behind than ever. You look after yourself. Get well quick. I'll be in touch.
Thanks for coming.
Look after your dad, Chris.
I don't want to be split up and put in somebody else's house. I don't even know them.
Let's wait and see, mate. Things will work out.
Any dirty dishes for me to collect, Miss Bennett?
No, Birdsworth. I thought you had the day off today.
Oh, I like to keep myself occupied. It isn't as if I'm sick or anything.
No. No, of course not. I was very sorry to hear that Mr. Humphrey had died.
That's very nice of you, Miss Bennett.
You got on very well together.
He was the best friend I ever had.
When he worked in here, I got to know him quite well. He was a nice man.
He was a gentleman, Miss Bennett. That's what he was. And he was the only reason I ever wanted to get out of this joint. Doesn't seem much point now.
Morning, Meg.
Morning.
Here's some new clients for you.
Thank you. Have I mentioned Alison Page to you?
Page? Page? No, not that I can remember.
Well, she's in Wentworth for shoplifting. And, to cut a long story short, her husband's landed himself in hospital and there's no one to look after the children.
No family or willing friend?
No, and they're rather upset about the prospect of a foster home.
Well, what else can they do?
Well, I was wondering about making an application for an early release.
Well, it's possible, of course, and I'll support it, but you'll have to allow a week for it to reach the Attorney General's department.
Yes, but...
And after that, it'll have to go before the Governor and Council.
But that's ridiculous. I mean, she's only got 3 weeks.
You can't move mountains in a day.
Why not? Why can't I go down to the AG's now and get it processed?
Because if you did, all hell would break loose. Can you imagine what it would be like if everyone in here was a Meg Morris?
We might get something worthwhile done.
G'day, Terry. Didn't think you were ever coming home.
I suppose it'd be stupid if I asked how you got in here.
Well, you're certainly going to feel stupid when I tell you left the door open. Thought you might be able to tell me some more about the case.
No, why should I?
Oh, you've given up being detective so soon?
After what they did to Kathy, I'm out of it now.
I didn't think you'd give up so easily. I mean, don't you want to know who did the job?
No, not now.
So you haven't been to visit any of our friends?
I told you, I'm out of it now.
What about John Fitzwater?
Who?
Now, come on, mate, it's not going to work. John Arthur Fitzwater had a visitor this morning, and I know who it was.
Before we go a step further, I want to know whose side you're on.
Oh, can you see me working for McNally?
I'm beginning to wonder who doesn't work for him.
I'm just thorough, that's all. I had some of my boys watching the place, and they told me what happened.
Got more sense than I gave you credit for.
Now, come on, Terry, I want to know what went on.
Well, I reckon they can frame me. I reckon they can make it look as if I set Kathy up when she was released.
And did you?
Why should I?
Don't ask me. What do they want?
Information about Rosie Quinn.
Oh, and what happens if you don't come good?
They'll get Vera.
Well, this could be just the break we need. Now, look, I'll tell you what you're going to do.
Now, wait a minute. Who said I'm still working for you?
You've got no choice, old son. I want someone on the inside, and you'll do beautifully. Now, you tell them what they want, tell them everything they want, and keep me informed, and we'll get them this time.
I just hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. You're the one in the hot seat.
Erica Davidson? Mrs. Morris? Yes, put her through. Hello, Meg. What can I do for you?
It's about Alison Page. Well, Don Page will be out of action for a while, and the children may have to be fostered out. Now, I want to avoid it if I can.
What did you have in mind?
Well, I wanted to get a compassionate release, but I'm afraid it would take too long. I was just wondering if there's anything that can be done from your end.
Well, the only thing I could offer would be temporary leave passes. That wouldn't be much help, would it?
No. Oh, well, it was only a faint hope. I was just trying to keep the family together.
Well, do you want me to inform her?
Yes, I'm afraid we haven't got any choice. I'll just tell her that Don's not too badly hurt and that he'll see her this afternoon.
All right, Meg. Bye.
Julie, could you get me the file on Rosie Quinn, please?
Oh, that's here, Mr. Harrison. She's the new prisoner coming from Barnhurst, isn't she?
I'll take that.
Could I have a word with you, Mr. Harrison?
Yes, of course. Yes, what is it?
I understand you left the prison this morning whilst on duty.
Yes, I'm afraid I did. I'm sorry, I should have told you, but... Well, you know I'm helping Inspector Grace with the Kathy Hall investigation.
No, I did not know. And I do not approve of my officers getting involved in purely police matters.
Well, I do have an interest in the case.
I'm sure you do. But that should not interfere with your duties in the prison. Besides, I am surprised that Inspector Grace involved you in it.
I just thought it was my responsibility to help, that's all.
You are a prison officer, Mr. Harrison, not a detective. Please remember that.
Yes, Mrs. Davison.
Very well. Alison?
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
I have some unfortunate news for you.
It's not the kids.
No, it's your husband. He's had an accident.
Oh.
Mrs. Morris...
Is he all right?
Well, he's in hospital. Mrs. Morris has been to see him, and she phoned to say he's injured his back, but not seriously.
Oh, my God. On top of everything else. Can I go and see him, please?
Not today, perhaps tomorrow. Mrs. Morris will be here this afternoon, and she can tell you how he is.
What about the kids? Who's going to look after them?
Mrs. Morris will be handling that also, so they will be well looked after.
It's all my fault. I should be at home looking after my family. What's going to happen to us now?
Vera, you don't have to go yet, do you?
You seem to have forgotten our earlier meeting.
No, I haven't forgotten. Oh, heck, Vera, I know you didn't mean it. I certainly didn't mean to lose my temper. Well, when you said you wouldn't marry me.
Oh, Terry, can't we forget it?
No, we can't, love. It's not possible. When two people love each other as much as we do, well, when we have an argument, we have to talk things over, work things out. Otherwise, our marriage wouldn't mean much, would it?
We're not getting married.
What?
I told you that before.
Yeah, but that's when we were fighting. Oh, come on, Vera. We all say things on the heat of the moment. We all say things we don't mean.
What makes you think I didn't mean it?
Oh, that'll make you like Kathy. I was married to her, and she made a fool of me. I loved her, and she made a fool of me. Did I tell you about that? You see, I had to prove that she knew something important.
Important?
Yeah. I didn't do it for the cops. I did it so McNally's mob would do something about her.
Why?
Well, you see, they thought she had something on them, but they weren't sure. So I made them sure.
You set her up?
Yeah, of course.
You wanted her killed? Oh, I can't believe that.
Oh, no, wait a minute, Vera. She deserved everything she got. I mean, she was bad, really bad. You know, you were right about the women in here. They are animals. And she was an animal. The only trouble was I loved her. I would have done anything for her.
What are you talking about?
Vera, I owe it to you. You see, I told you a lie about Kathy. Well, only one lie. You see, that kid she lost, well, it was mine. She was going with some stupid moron who beat the hell out of her, and that's how she lost it. But it was my kid, Vera, mine, and she killed it. I never forgave him for that. I mean, that kid could have been my son, and she humiliated me. And then when he got a couple of years for some job, I thought we could start all over again.
What happened?
She just laughed in my face and walked out.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, 10 bloody years ago. Then when she came here, it started all over again. I thought I was over it. Then I realized how much I hated her. I mean, I owed her, Vera. I really did.
You can't go on talking like this, Terry. It's not doing anyone any good.
You don't understand, do you?
You arranged a murder.
But she murdered my kid.
Oh, you can't say that.
Vera, she killed that kid. I mean, she deserved everything she got.
I've got to go back to work.
Look, Vera, I want to make it up to you. Just you and me again. The two of us, huh? That's why I told you that stuff about Kathy. I mean, no secrets, huh? Remember you said that?
I've got to go. I've got to go.
Oh, yeah, sure, love, yeah. Look, you let me know as soon as you decided, huh? And don't worry, we'll be all right.
Yes, of course we will.
I can't bear to think of Chris and Susan in some strange home, not even together.
It's not as bad as it sounds. I've met a lot of foster parents, and they're very nice, capable people. The children will be in good hands.
But it's not the same. Isn't there anything we can do?
Well, a thought did occur to me. Have you considered the PRG?
No, I hadn't.
What is it?
The Prison Reform Group.
Ex-prisoners?
Well, some of them. I know that in the past they have helped out a prisoner's family when it's been in trouble.
I don't want my kids mixing with criminals.
The PRG isn't made up entirely of ex-prisoners. They're a group of people who are interested in changing the system and helping its innocent victims.
Alison, the PRG cares what happens to families. It might be our only hope.
And if they take responsibility for the children, at least they'll be able to stay at home.
And together.
I don't know. What would Don say?
Well, I'm sure he'd prefer them to stay at home.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll contact them this afternoon.
Meg. Meg.
What's the matter?
It's Terry. Meg, I think he's insane.
Insane? What are you talking about?
He organised that accident that killed Hall.
Terry did?
He just told me.
But why, for God's sake?
Revenge. He did it all because Hall rejected him. Now I've rejected him too.
Oh, he wouldn't.
I think he might. You should have just seen him. He thinks killing her was the right thing to do.
What are you going to do?
The only thing I can think of is to tell the police.
That means Inspector Grace. Do you think he'll believe you?
I think so. I don't like him or his methods, but he knows what he's doing.
Vera, are you sure you've got it right?
Of course I'm sure.
I'm sorry. It's just so hard to believe.
Having seen the other side of Terry, I can believe it. I was such a fool not to see it before. I'll call Grace now.
Grace?
This is Vera Bennett from Wentworth.
Well, Miss Bennett, I wasn't expecting a social call from you. What can I do for you?
I think you should know who gave the tip-off for the killing of Kathy Hall.
Oh, do you now? And why couldn't you have told me that the other day?
Because I didn't know.
And now you do?
I'm not playing games, Inspector. It was Terry Harrison. Well?
Well, I'll tell you something, Miss Bennett. In this business, I have to get my priorities right.
What do you mean?
Well, you must have thought I was pretty stupid not to work that out for myself. I knew it was Terry Harrison before he did it.
Why didn't you do something?
As I said, priorities. In my business, Terry Harrison is, well, chicken feed. I'm after the big boys.
I've never seen him like that before. I think he's very disturbed and potentially dangerous.
You do believe what he told you?
I've no doubt about it. And when I rang Inspector Grace, he confirmed it.
And what does he intend to do?
He's only interested in more important things. He told me that this is chicken feed.
Detective Inspector Grace expects everyone to fit in with him. Do you think it would be possible to prove Harrison's involvement?
I doubt it. I only have his verbal admission.
I don't think we can suspend him without any further evidence. What do you think?
I would suggest that you roster him only on day shifts.
Yes, and always have other officers with him. You know, our suspicions about him and Margot Gaffney could have been correct.
Which means that he could do it again.
Thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry it's been such a personal shock for you.
I can't pretend it hasn't been difficult. I thought I knew him. I thought I knew him really well. Well, I'd best be getting back. I've got a lot to do before I leave.
Vera, be careful with him.
Patton here. Hello, love. How are you? I'm okay, Bea.
You don't have to work if you don't want to, Lizzie.
I know that, love, but I got a bit lonely sitting there all by myself.
Yeah, well, you're probably better off in here with us anyway.
What's the matter with you lot? I've never known you to be so quiet.
We're just a bit depressed, that's all.
Well, you mustn't be. I don't want me mates walking around with long faces. Sid wouldn't want that either. Oh, he always had a smile on his face.
You're real terrific, Lizzie. If it had been me, I would have fallen apart.
Nobody's falling apart. Listen, when you get to my age, there's nothing terrible about thinking about death. Everybody's got to die. So there's nothing to get upset about. You're right, Lizzie. I want all my mates to be happy.
You know something? I feel like crying. Not because I'm sad, though. You're an amazing lady, Lizzie.
Knock it off, will you, Jude? I didn't come in here to get a swell head.
Tell Fitzwater the Rosie Quinn goes to Wentworth on Monday in the Barnhurst van.
You look beautiful, Lizzie. Really is a lovely dress.
Yeah. Sid would have liked it. He loved this colour. There you go. I want to look my best for Sid. Thanks, Bea. And I want to show that Gordon that I'm a respectable sort of a person. Oh, you don't want to worry about him, love. Well, I can't help it, Bea. I can't help thinking about the way he upset Sid. He thinks he's so high and mighty. Well, I'm going to show him.
Good on you, Lizzie.
Now, listen to me, you two. What is the point of getting all upset over a puffed-up snob like him? The funeral's for Sid.
You're right, Bea. Blast Gordon.
Right. Oh, time for us to go. Bye, love.
Bye, Bea.
Bye, Lizzie.
Oh, come on, Dor. Cut it out. Sid wouldn't want his mates to get all teary-eyed on him.
Sid'd be real proud of you, Lizzie.
Lizzie seems to be coping very well.
Yes. Captain Barton saw her yesterday. It may have helped.
Thank you. Perhaps being with Sid when he died has helped her to accept it.
I'm a bit worried about her at the funeral. I think I'll make sure the staff keeps an eye on her when she gets back.
I suppose today will be one of her last outings.
Well, I can't let her go out on her own.
Pity. They were doing her so much good.
Oh, we'll see.
Talking of outings, what about Alison Page?
Yes, she's going out this afternoon. Colleen Powell's free, although not for long. She has extra duties now that Vera's leaving. Have the Page children been placed?
Yes, but as I told Alison, they were separated. Hopefully it won't be for too much longer.
We must be leaving.
I'm not looking forward to this.
Neither am I.
Okay, girls, I've finished.
All right, smoker. Oh, knock that off, will you, Doreen? Remember what Lizzie said?
Yeah, no, I can't help it. Poor Lizzie.
Poor Lizzie, nothing. At least she's not blubbering like you.
Here you are, Dor. Bea.
Oh, thanks. I just wish we could have all gone to the funeral.
What, all of us?
Yeah, they wouldn't let us all go, honey.
I just wanted to say goodbye.
Well, you'll just be content with the armbands.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's a pity they wouldn't let us send flowers or something.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Sid understands, wherever he is. Now, let's stop all this talk about funerals, huh?
Yeah. Hey, have you noticed what's been happening between Terry and Vera lately?
You mean what's not happening? Looks like it's all off.
That's what I mean. And it looks like we'll be in for a hard time from now on.
You know, I was really hoping he'd marry her and take her away from all this. Can you imagine Wentworth without Vera?
No, it wouldn't work. It'd be like a night cut without flies. We're never going to get rid of her.
You might be getting a surprise.
Nothing would surprise me.
Well, try this. Who is to be the new governor at Barnhurst? I'll give you one guess.
Vera.
You mean Vera's leaving Wentworth?
Right, on both counts.
Well, 3 cheers for the department, girls! Hip hip hooray!
Family and friends, we're here today to pay our respects to a dear friend and a loving father.
And we remember with pleasure the joy that his company brought to us. As we commit his body to the grave, let us recall the value of this life and the happiness it brought. Although we are all greatly saddened by the loss of his company, we were all honored to know him. As it has pleased God to permit our brother, Sidney Humphrey, to be taken from us, we now commit his body to the grave. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In the certainty of the resurrection and the eternal wisdom and mercy of God. May God bless and comfort the bereaved. Amen.
Goodbye, Sid. Hello.
Mrs. Birdsworth. This is my wife, Hilary.
How'd you do?
We thought it best to leave the children at home.
Ah,
Terrible blow, wasn't it?
not really. Sid had a great life, and he died a happy man, so that's the main thing, isn't it?
If he'd stayed with us, he might have lived a little bit longer.
Oh, no, you couldn't keep Sid in a cage. He was too independent.
I'd hardly call our home a cage. His independence didn't do him much good, did it?
Sid's life was full of happiness and lots of love. He was his own boss, and he could do what he liked best. No one can take that away from him.
It's just as well they didn't get married. She'd have been impossible to deal with.
Could I have the leave passes book, please, Judy?
Oh, Mr. Fletcher, will I be getting my leave pass today?
What for?
Well, my husband's had an accident. He's in Wentworth General Hospital. Mrs. Davidson said I could go and see him today.
I doubt it. We're very short-staffed at the moment.
But she promised.
Look, why don't you wait till she comes back from the funeral, then you can see her.
You don't know what it's like being cut off like this, not knowing what's going on. What with the kids being out in those awful foster homes.
You mean there's no one to look after them?
Yeah. Mrs. Morris is going to try and find someone, but for the moment they've been separated.
Look, I'll see what I can do, okay?
Morning, Fletcher.
Yeah. Here for another round of interviews, are you?
Just routine stuff this morning.
Anything new on the Kathy Hall case?
Yes, a couple of new leads.
Nothing to do with Wentworth?
No, as it happens.
You mean we've been through all this for nothing?
It was a necessary inconvenience, Mr. Fletcher, but don't worry about it. We'll handle it.
Oh, hello, Inspector. Come to give us a hand, have you? You make a pretty good screw. What do you reckon, Jim?
Well, I'd hate to put you two out of a job. I'm here for information on Rosie Quinn.
Rosie Quinn, yes. I believe I can help you there. I'll leave you two to it.
Thanks, Mr. Fletcher.
Bloody brilliant. 2 innocent kids get messed up because the department can't see past its nose. Oh, God, you'd think someone in there would have a clue, wouldn't you?
Well, I've tried.
Oh, I'm sorry, Meg. I'm not blaming you. If we had more like you, we might be getting somewhere.
Can you do anything?
Oh, maybe. Oh, it just makes my blood boil to think that no one in there realises the importance of keeping families together. And nobody's doing anything. If we can help, why can't they?
Well, I don't know why, but they don't.
Oh, the PRG carries the can again. Oh, look here. We'll hold the fort. I'll ring round and see who's free. Might be able to do a bit myself. Who knows? Might be a nice break from the bookshop.
Oh, that's wonderful, Mara. I must admit you were my last hope. Well, I'll arrange to have the children picked up this afternoon.
Oh, I'll come with you if you like.
Good. Help with the introductions.
Part of the bargain is that you let the bigwigs know who's doing the work for them.
Fair enough. Oh, there's something else you might be interested in.
Another department blunder?
Not quite. We're getting an attendance centre close to Wentworth.
Don't tell me the department's doing it off its own back.
No, but they're not against it.
Oh, even that's amazing.
We're going to have work parties from the prison, fix up an old house the Ibis Club have loaned us.
Fantastic. I'll tell the next PRG meeting we'll be in on it.
Thought you might.
We'll be in on anything that'll help keep people out of prison. Mrs. Morris, you have made my day.
We ought to have a wake for Sid, don't you reckon?
Much of a wake without booze.
Lizzie could make some. She has before.
Yeah, and it's nearly killed her. You better forget it.
Hey?
I said forget it.
Huh? Oh, Lizzie!
Hey, how'd it go, love? Oh, it was real nice. Captain Barton gives a lovely service.
And was that bloody son of Sid's there?
Yeah, Gunn was there. Yeah, I reckon he blames me the way he carries on.
Yeah, just like a man.
Oh, what would he know?
Yeah, I would have hit him.
Oh, well, I didn't care as long as Sid had a lovely send-off. Good for you, love.
Yeah, we're wearing our armbands for Sid.
Oh.
We thought it'd be nicer, you know, because we couldn't go to the service to send flowers or nothing.
Oh, yeah, it is nice, but is something wrong, love? Well, Sid wouldn't like it, but he never liked black. Oh, that's fair enough. We'll take him off. Sure. There you go.
Hey, Lizzie, guess what?
What?
Vera's the new governor of Barnhurst. Vinegar Tits is finally out of Wentworth.
Well, I'm not glad to see her go. She was really a decent sort of a person. Yeah, that's right, love.
I found the contact last night.
Any idea who it was?
No, I'm afraid not.
We checked the number. It's Tranter's number.
Yeah, but I don't think it was him.
Well, it doesn't matter much anyway.
Look, I'm a bit worried about Fitzwater's next move. I don't think he's the trusting type.
No, he certainly isn't. You're going to have to be on your toes.
Yeah, well, I'm counting on your blokes to keep an eye on things. I don't like being out on a limb now I've double-crossed him.
Well, don't worry. We'll have someone watching you.
What about Vera? She's in it too, as far as they're concerned.
You worry too much. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
Don?
Hello, love.
How are you feeling?
Not too bad. Doctor reckons I was pretty lucky.
You'll have to rest for a while, won't you?
6 weeks. What am I going to do sitting on my backside for 6 weeks?
You're going to do what the doctor tells you.
Let you all down, haven't I? Kids in a foster home, me flat on my back.
There's no point in blaming yourself. It was an accident.
I was careless.
It's a bad time for us. But it'll get better. I know it will.
Couldn't get much worse.
I've been doing a lot of thinking about our future. When I get out, I'm going to get a job.
You don't need to do that.
Yes, I do. For myself, as well as for you and the kids. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to make enough money so that you can afford to get someone in to do the paperwork.
Come off it, Alison. It's my job to do that.
No, it isn't. We thought that before, and it didn't work. I have to feel useful, Dawn. I have to contribute.
I always thought you did.
When I get out, we're going to have to start everything again, including you and me. I always let you make the decisions before because I thought you knew best. I relied on you for everything. I never learnt to rely on myself.
Being pretty hard on yourself.
It's about time. Things have to change. And I'm going to do it.
Well, home again.
I wish Daddy was here.
Oh, won't be long before he's home. Hey, why don't you go and put your bags in your rooms?
Yeah, okay.
Nice place.
Not your usual Crims hangout.
Oh, they're a very close family.
Yeah, they're nice kids. We get along fine.
Well, I better be going. Hey, why don't you show Myra where everything is?
She doesn't have to stay, you know. I can do everything. I'm a good cook.
Great. What's for tea?
Well, what do you like?
Ah, I'm easy. Let's see what's in the fridge, eh? See you later, Meg.
Okay, you give us a call if you need anything.
Ah, we'll be fine.
Thanks for getting us home, Mrs. Morris.
You're welcome, Chris.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Well, let's get into it, shall we?
What about omelettes?
Why not?
Can I help?
Ever peeled onions?
They make me cry.
Ha, me too.
I would rather have had something definite to tell you.
I'm sure we can arrange it.
Well, they told me that they're doing the best thing and that the children...
Sorry to break it up, but we have to start back.
I'll ask Mrs. Davidson if I can come again. We've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Incredible, isn't it? I have to fall down a hole before I can see things straight. Thanks for bringing Alison.
You take it easy now.
Don't worry, I'll behave myself.
I love you.
Of course you do. I'm a terrific bloke. See you again, Mrs. Powell.
Hope the back comes good.
It will.
Just a sec, Vera. What's the hurry?
I've got a lot to do.
Well, you can spare a minute, can't you?
I've got 2 days left before I go. I don't want to leave with things unfinished.
Well, but your nights are free. What about dinner, eh?
Oh, for God's sake, Terry, I've got a million things to do.
You've decided, haven't you?
You keep pressuring me.
Of course I do. I love you, damn it.
This isn't the place.
I don't care.
Will you please leave me alone?
You're making a mistake, Vera. A very big mistake.
I've got work to do.
Yeah, well, I wonder if Vera will change much now she's the governor of Barnhurst.
Well, miracles do happen, but I think that's expecting a bit much.
Yeah, well, you can bet your life that she'll stop those magic mushroom picnics.
Well, it's about time someone did. That rotten screw was up there when I was at Barnhurst, used to turn a blind eye to the whole business.
Oh, Vera's not as bad as you all make out. She's very fond of Sid.
Oh, yeah, but you couldn't help liking Sid. I mean, that doesn't prove that the woman's got a heart.
Well, if she has one, it's made of cast iron.
And anyone who was expecting a nice holiday in the country at Barnhurst can forget it.
Yeah, you'd be better off here, huh?
Yeah, well, you would now.
Oh, Mrs. Powell, I wanted to talk to you. Will you see that Sid's house is locked up, please?
Don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on it.
What do you reckon's going to happen to it?
Oh, well, Lizzie, I suppose it'll have to be sold at some stage.
Oh, what a shame. The garden will never be the same.
Hey, we hear Vera's going to Barnhurst.
That's right.
So who are you getting to replace her?
Oh, well, you'll just have to wait and see, won't you?
Oh, now, come on. You know we'll find out sooner or later.
Then I don't need to tell you.
Ho, that looks great, Chris. You ought to be a chef when you leave school.
No, I'm going to be a plumber like Dad.
Ah, good one. It's a good trade.
As long as you don't fall in trenches.
Oh, this scrub certainly looks better than the stuff you get in prison.
You've been in prison?
Yeah. More than once, unfortunately.
What did you do?
Oh, a whole lot of stupid things I was sorry for afterwards.
Were you scared?
Yeah, but you get used to it.
I hate to be locked up in there.
Like Mummy.
Oh, she'll be all right, love. You know, sometimes it's hard to understand when you haven't been in there, you know?
Yeah, I lost a few friends when they found out Mum was, you know, in prison.
Yeah, I know. Friends like that aren't worth having.
It's not fair. It wasn't our fault.
Oh, you can't blame anyone, really. You know, maybe if we helped people more on the outside, we wouldn't need prisons at all.
I want Mummy to come home.
Oh, she will, love, very soon.
Do you have anyone waiting for you when you came out?
No. No, I walked out mine last time. And I swore I was never going back.
Don't you have a husband?
No.
Are you lonely?
Oh, sometimes. But I keep myself pretty busy.
I like you, Myra. And I'm glad you're looking after us.
Yeah, it was better than last night.
Huh?
Food was rotten.
Last day tomorrow, eh?
Yes, I won't be sorry to be going. Night, Jim.
Vera, just a minute. I want to talk to you.
I'm off duty now.
Well, so am I. I'll drive you home.
I'd rather take the bus.
Vera, don't do it. I warned you. Now, please, don't do it. I'm not some bloody worm who can just walk all over, you know.
Let go of me. Once and for all, just leave me alone.
You bitch. going after it.
Hey, Terry, hadn't you better take
Oh,
it easy?
go to
mate?
hell. Car keys. You can't do this to me.
Why can't you understand?
Oh, I do understand. You're just like Kathy, aren't you? You're right.
Terry!
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.